Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm talking about changing things, changing your reality, changing your 3D reality into what you do want. What is it and why that can really hold you back when you think that you are changing what is? So when you think about changing something, it seems like hard work. I have to change what is. How am I going to do that? So a lot of the time you're living in the energy of what it is that you don't want because you're trying to fix the problem. So the problem is what you're living in more so than the outcome that you want. When you look at it differently, and I believe this to be the case, it's not like I'm just saying this to find a way for you to look at it differently. You're not changing anything. You are choosing to experience a new reality, a reality where this happens, a reality where this person is like this, a reality where you do have this job. Whatever that is, you are selecting the reality that you want to experience. So you need to bring yourself back to the outcome of what you want and start forgetting about or not giving attention to the stuff that you don't want. So if you are looking to change your life in a particular way, for example, and you're not seeing that happen and the opposite is happening, you are probably a lot frustrated, very frustrated that you cannot make this work. Does this even work? Is this really a thing? But what you're doing is living in the energy of what it is that you don't want. The problem that you consider, the thing you consider to be the problem, you're living in that. You're not living in the solution. You're not walking around with a positive feeling, with an optimistic feeling, a hopeful feeling, or just the feeling of what it is that you want, because everything has a feeling, everything has an energy. So the thing that you want, that outcome that you want, has an energy. So bring that in and sit with it. And if you don't know how to do that, just find the desire for it. You do have a desire for it, so you can find that. That is it. That's high frequency, and that is the frequency, the exact frequency of the reality that you want to experience. Again, seeing it as a problem that you need to fix leaves you in that energy of the problem and not the solution. You have to bring yourself back to the solution, knowing that that other stuff is not going to help you, but it is a reality shift. You're experiencing a new version of reality. That's what I believe. I can't look at it in any other way, because some things for me have happened so fast and they've been so monumental that it doesn't make sense that I changed what is. Because I've had conversations with people that I'm thinking, do you even remember what went before? So it's a really, really weird thing. But to me, that's just, I've shifted into a reality where this is happening, where it wasn't happening before. What have I done? Have I left that old reality behind? Yeah, maybe. Does it still exist? Is another version of me going on living that reality, or is it dissolved away? I don't know. Absolutely no idea whatsoever, but it doesn't matter. All that matters is me, doesn't it? And what I'm experiencing at the moment. But I know that I cannot shift in reality whilst I am focused on what I consider to be a problem that I need to fix. Cannot look at it like that. You have to push all that stuff to the side and just bring in the outcome that you want. And that is how you shift in reality, when you have that momentum behind what it is that you want, or you are just detached from it. You've had real clarity on what you want. That detachment is like an open door for that to come in at some point. But it's proper detachment. It's not, I'm not thinking about it for 10 minutes at a time every single day, but mostly I am. It's a feeling of kind of freedom, I suppose, a feeling of being more relaxed about it. And maybe you still doubt and you worry that it won't happen. That's a different thing altogether, but you're not constantly living in the energy of what you don't want. So keeping yourself on the timeline that you're in at the moment, which is not what you want. And that's what you're doing when you are focusing on the problem and not the solution. So you may think that affirming, making vision boards, scripting, and that is you living in what it is that you want. But if mostly you're noticing that you don't have it, then that is what you're living in. So that is the frequency you're on. So that is the timeline that you're on. So in order to be in another timeline, you have to shift that feeling, but you have to know that you're not changing anything. Because when I used to think I was changing things, I did find it difficult to get my head around that. But how am I going to get this person to say this and that person to say that? I don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about all the little bits in between. It's not your problem. It's not your job to do that. Your job is to say, what outcome do I want? What do I want to experience? What reality do I want to be experiencing? And just bring that in, just the outcome, the solution. That's what you need to be focused on, or nothing, just going about life. Either one of those things will help you. And if you can't sort of bring in that feeling of the desire of what it is that you want, then use optimism attached to it. So, you think about it and then you bring in a feeling of optimism or a feeling of hope or a feeling of positivity, anything that's on a higher vibrational level, because all of that other stuff, so all those counter intentions, are on a lower vibrational level and you are just going to hold you where you are. And like I said, a lot of the time I talk to people and they'll come to me as a coaching client and say, but I was doing all of this right, I was doing everything right, and then this happened and this is the opposite of what I want. Then I will always say to them, but what were you, when you say you were doing it right, there's no right or wrong. What were you living in mostly? What did you feel mostly? And it always comes back to the fact that they were looking for it, they were searching for it, it wasn't here. Where was it? It was frustration, disappointment, most of the time trying to fix a problem. So implementing affirmations to fix the problem, scripting to fix a problem, to fix something that isn't broken. It isn't broken, it just is what it is. And when you shift, it won't be anymore. But it's not that you've changed it as such, you have just changed. So you are then living a new reality. And to kick yourself off down that path, change your perception of things. Change your perspective on what is going on around you. We can all do that at any time, because nothing is true. It's only your perception of it that is true to you, but it isn't really. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks so much for watching. If you don't know anything about me, I'm an author, manifesting coach, and a mindset coach.